Hey, everybody.
Weeks
Welcome
end.
to Week's End.
It's a very
All
weird
right, everybody.
dance. Not quite sure what I'm doing there.
Dance.
I
Whoa.
don't know why.
You know
Everything's
what?
so
All I
weird.
got's weird dances. I think
That's true. That's
I
true.
like to
I mean, let's
think
be
I had
honest.
some moves like in the mid to late 90s, but
No,
it's questionable.
no, neither
It's
one
really
of us.
questionable.
I don't think we ever had any moves.
Well, first off, happy Friday the 13th, right?
Happy Friday. Well, it's funny. Friday the 13th. We'll get to that in a second. But I don't know if I told you yet, but I woke up yesterday. Actually, Wednesday night, I was completely convinced it was Thursday. Totally. Woke up yesterday thinking it was Friday. Totally dejected and upset when I found out it was only Thursday. And I realized that paranoia or whatever it is, that craziness had started Wednesday night when I sent a person an email saying, let's get together tomorrow morning at 10. And I was thinking Friday. I wasn't thinking Thursday. So the person's like, I told you Friday. What are you talking about? I'm like, it's not Friday. Anyway, so yeah, I'm
Well,
losing shit is pretty much
this
what
has been.
what I'm trying to say.
How is it? Well, first of all, it's already Friday the 13th. It's already mid. I almost said February. So I don't even know what month it is. It's November, apparently. And
What? No, it's not, dude. It's March. Come on.
There's a lot going on. But
November.
I'm excited about this. So you gave us,
Yeah.
you gave the great idea that we should talk about some folklore and.
So I did. I'm waiting for FedEx. By the way, I got an important delivery today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm getting new wheels and tires for my ATV, and I'm very excited for it to show up. Oh, it's the trash truck, so we don't care about that. So I always believed Friday the 13th. I know the horror movies and all that. And I believe that its origin has many different meanings, but I always thought it was the Knight Templar, God, I always forget his name, de Molay, was executed on Friday the 13th and had put a hex on people. And I don't know what the story is. And there's all different stories behind it. But today I learned that there's this lore, which is a Norse myth about 12 gods having a party in Valhalla. I just love how the Norse gods are always partying.
Oh, yeah.
And the trickster god Loki, who was not invited, arrived as the 13th guest and arranged for Hodor to shoot Balder with I don't know if I'm saying those names correctly, probably not, with a mistletoe-tipped arrow. And then mistletoe, that was interesting too, because I was like, wait a minute. We get that same thing around Christmas. And I love this image I found of Loki, crashing the party and being like, come at me, bro. And he's got his arms up like, what's up? So I didn't know that. And so if you click through to the next one, there's a historian, Donald Dossey, and he said that Balder died and the whole earth got dark and the whole earth mourned. And it was considered a very bad and unlucky day. So this is the event that they say caused the number 13 to be considered unlucky and then led to Friday the 13th. And I just thought that was fascinating because I had never heard that before. And then, now we're all like,
Yeah.
This,
Loki.
Right?
Loki is like a sex symbol.
Puny god.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know.
I like this, but you know what I was thinking?
Hey, look, there's the trash truck. Hi, trash truck.
You reminded me.
Oh, look, he's backing up to say hi. Check it out.
Is it beeping? Beep, beep, beep.
Oh, yeah, check it out. He's backing up to say hi.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
All it needs to do is be on fire, and it could be like the dumpster fire trash truck. I don't know.
Yeah.
But there's a great book about all the Norse stories that I just recently read, coincidentally, and it goes into yes, they party all the time. Thor and Loki go on all these adventures together. It's
party all the time, party all the time.
But for me, Friday the 13th does have a common connotation with the horror movies, and
yeah,
I don't know about you. I just decided to get caught up on American Horror Story on TV, and I saw all of the The latest series is based on, camp counselors at a lake, of course, and hilarity.
Summer camps.
But they have an interesting twist on it because they do a whole thing with like different slashers throughout history, and they kind of create an alternate history anthology story from it. Kind of weird.
Cool.
Kind of weird. Second story. We're going to talk. Well, I want to queue up some footage for us really quick. We are I'm going to roll this footage first.
Oh, yeah. I think I know where you're going with this.
And here's what gets, when you watch this, when it's first starting here. I love, when I saw this for the first time and I saw the transition here from the normal sort of Disney castle, the Princess Castle.
And that may have been one of the first times we saw them do that.
Yes. And I was like, oh my God, that was like, to me, mind blowing. And then it goes into the cityscape here.
So like you, but I was a huge fan of Tron as a kid, as an adult. There wasn't really a gap in between there. And so when I heard very early on, I think it was in about 2008 or 2007, 2006, somewhere in there, that they were going to make a second Tron film, I couldn't believe that it was actually happening. And I assumed it was going to look like the first one, so it would be very similar. And this is Comic-Con footage that came out just over 10 years ago. This was our first look. This is Tron Legacy concept footage, and as you can see, it's very, very, very similar to the actual film. And I distinctly remember the first time I saw this, I was completely floored, completely blown away. It exceeded all possible expectations, as did the movie, quite frankly. Tron Legacy, I think, is a fantastic movie, and I keep hoping that the rumors they're going to make another one are true. And man, there's only so many times where you see that like first hint of something, that first footage, that first trailer, where you like never forget it. And this is one of those cases. And this just, and it even today, we're talking 10 years later, man, this still looks awesome. I mean, I got my Flynn special light cycle right here, man. I mean, it's always with me because this movie blew me away. And I mean, so do you remember the first time seeing this? I mean, you said
that's what I remember.
Oh my God. And then that's right. Then they show Flynn and I was like,
and then, they show the crash, which I was like, oh my gosh. And then they go to this and you're like, wait a minute. They're continuing, it's not like a reimagining. It's like, it turned out to be like a really interesting sequel.
Yeah. And it was one of those, the first time I saw it, it was leaked footage. Somebody had recorded it at Comic-Con, and which I like a little bit, even though I know, although it's probably done deliberately. But the thing I liked about it, and I remember I saw it in the morning, leaked, and then in the afternoon or the next day, on literally this actual link, it somehow came out in Australia or something first. But anyway, the first time I saw it, it was with the audience reaction sound, which I love that so much.
Unbelievable. Yes. So I love that. You know what I have, and I haven't even built it yet, but I have the Lego ideas box it's got 2 light cycles, good guy and a bad guy. It's got the guys. Well, it's got I think this is
probably,
it's got Olivia Wilde character with a katana and a disc. So really cool stuff.
So cool.
So I've been saving that for a rainy day.
Tron, baby.
Love it, baby.
The electronic gladiator.
I really do hope they, I'm with you. I do hope they get around to making another sequel, but
they got to make another one.
We'll see.
They got to make another one. I mean, there were rumors that it was going to be like Korra coming out into the real world, and then Clue was going to bring his army into the real world, and it's like, look, that is not what any of us want to see. Just we all want to be. We get enough of this out here. What we want to see in a Tron film is in the world, is the other side of the screen, right? That's what we want to see. So that I'm hoping that it's more of that and less of the, I forget what they were called coming. The ISOs coming out, because like I don't want to. Yeah. I'm cool.
Well, I'm cool. They run the risk of that. I do think that would fall flat. But if they could balance it somehow. That could be interesting.
Yeah.
Let's talk about. There's going to be a launch tomorrow.
There is. Tell me about it.
So we're going to have. So there's the live footage, by the way, for NASA TV. It started at 10 o'clock this morning. So they've already started all the briefings. Countdown clock is in effect, of course.
Yeah, the administrator was on earlier
they're
talking
doing
about
all of the pre-launch stuff, and they've got the live stream going already. So it's cool stuff. We've covered the launch of the previous Dragon capsule.
It's like a weed farm or something.
A couple of folks, but I think they're talking about. From what I've seen, they're going through, looking ahead, to not only this launch, which will have 4 astronauts lined up in the capsule. It looks very much like they're kind of. It looks very much like they're like in like this. We talked about it on the show before. It looks like they're in something that was imagined for a Netflix series.
It doesn't even look real. Because we're so used to, we're so used to Mercury, Gemini, Apollo, shuttle, Russia, capsule, Soyuz. We're so used to all of those, which are buttons and switches and everybody jammed inside and there's not a lot of room and everything just looks crazy. And now it's this like the polar opposite of that. And it's really wild to see. I wonder what they're showing here. It was really weird.
So here is the view of the vehicle going out to the pad, the rocket.
This cracked me up. Now, first of all, that is a really, really, really cool photo. Just really cool spacecraft, really cool booster, really cool, I forget the name of that launch arm. By the way, see in the background the tower, you and I have driven right past that. Don't forget. Remember, you and I saw that when they were getting that thing ready.
And what that reminds me of?
That was really, really cool.
When you see it in this silhouette at nighttime, it reminds me of like a Tron Legacy thing. Because when we drove by it, it was like it was flat black. SpaceX, they have the cool neon and the illuminated letters, and it's a very cool vibe.
So when I couldn't agree more, Ryan. When I saw this, I remembered a toy my brother had when we were kids. Hold on one second. And it was from a show called Space 1999, the Eagle Transport Craft or whatever it was called. Now click to the next one. Tell me it does not look the same.
It does, totally.
And then go back again. Look, it's similar. By the way, that was a super cool and very large toy. I never really got into the show because it was a little before my time. I think it was late 70s.
Same here.
But people loved it with Walter Matthau, I think.
Late 70s.
And this thing looks just like it. I couldn't believe it.
I was more Battlestar. I vaguely remember seeing this, but not getting into it. But I did get into Battlestar Galactica in that era. And but yeah, so this is obviously, when you saw these things fly, it was kind of weird to me that this thing was like, it's obviously, it looks like a rocket, and maybe it has directional boosters on those little leg looking things, but
it does.
To see it fly around like that was just kind of like, what?
I know, it was a little goofy. And the front thing popped off, and inside there were like cranes and all kinds of cool stuff, and it had reaction control thrusters on the landing legs there, and those engines popped off the back. It was a cool toy. It was a cool toy.
Well, and fun fact,
I'm a toy fan.
The Space 7 T-shirt that I have with all the silhouettes, it had that vehicle on there.
Oh yeah, yep.
But I have a question for you.
Okay.
What if? I mean, that's like if Gen Xers were designing spacecraft. What if we twisted this a little bit? I like this vibe of this is like an artist's impression of something from the end of the 19th century, right? Steampunk rocket, right? And so the Ariane group sort of posed this question: what if we had rockets from the steam age? And there's an anime that I like that's about what if everything was steampunk. I'm fascinated by these kinds of stories.
So is there? Let's see the other image.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, that is cool.
Nerd
I love
alert.
that, and it looks like it's all lit up with LEDs and stuff too. Dude, that'd be a great display piece. I love it.
As you do.
Love it.
That's when you pour in the potion of the mana, right? And then you have like the effect of Gaia powering the booster. Yeah, right. That's how it works.
Yeah, I like that.
So those
we'll go with that.
Are some fascinating stories. I wanted to talk a little bit about TV with you for a second because I think you and I have both been geeking out about a little limited series on Netflix called The Queen's Gambit. And I don't know about you, but I have been like, my wife and I usually don't really binge things together, but and it's a show about chess, and it's kind of, it's a period piece, and but we've been enthralled. I don't know. How's it been in your household?
Completely blown away by it. Now, this was one of those shows where, it shows the power, you and I are marketers, and it shows the power of Netflix word of mouth.
Oh yeah.
And how quickly that spreads when they have something really good. And it really does. So we kept hearing about it from different people. I knew it was a chess thing because I understood the term. And I wanted to watch it, but it was like, we just weren't getting around to it. And finally, and actually we were supposed to watch it before all the election madness took place, which just completely derailed the whole thing. Right. So then we ended up watching it, and I mean, I think we watched the whole thing in like 3 nights because we were just floored by it. And right up until the last second, in fact, I actually rewatched the final few minutes again this morning because it's so fantastic and so powerful. But, not only is it beautifully shot, and I love the way they switch lenses. If you watch, Ryan, you'll see they switch lenses on the camera. So sometimes, and it completely changes the way she looks. And you'll see that it accentuates her eyes or the background, and they do different things, but when she's looking weak or something's happening, they use one set of lenses. When she's looking glamorous and in control and powerful, the lead character, Beth, they use a totally different set of lenses. And so I found the production quality and sort of these tricks that they were employing to be fascinating. But the plot, the story, the acting, the sets, the costumes, my God, the costumes. A story of powerful women and addiction and the problems with families and, social services and education and chess. But chess is really the vehicle for all of these. So I would, if you're watching this right now and you have not seen The Queen's Gambit, I want you to find whatever button shuts this off right now, and I want you to go watch Queen's Gambit. Maybe wait till we're done, but I want you to see that show. And dude, I'm totally into The Mandalorian and The Right Stuff, all of these shows, which are fantastic. But Queen's Gambit. Give it all the awards. All the awards.
Yeah, I agree. And I really like what you said about the family dynamic. I mean, not to give too much away, but I mean, just the interaction of it sort of jumps in time between when she's a kid and when she's, a young adult, a teenager. But seeing the thing that blew me away, and I'm not done with the series yet, I still have the last episode, but when she sees some of her old high school classmates, like in the grocery store, and it's like, you see sort of the yin and yang of like somebody who thinks they have freedom and somebody who,
but yet they also show the commonality,
right? And and then there's a tie between, like, how are you coping with that? And it doesn't seem to be working for either one of them. So it's it is some really, really like cutting social commentary from that era. I think that a lot of people don't talk about.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
And I wonder if there's a parallel in today's world where we have COVID, we have, going to school isn't easy, going to your job isn't easy, doing your family isn't easy. Like, I wonder, like, what would this look like in current days? And I think there would be some parallels because that was a period of intense, transformation in that era. Of like, the family model, the family structure.
Late 60s, totally.
And the late 60s of where there was this revolution of what people thought about family, sex, whatever you want to call it, drugs, everything.
Sex. Yeah, no, I mean, I couldn't agree more. It was just, I was really, and I sort of made the the comment today on Twitter, and I said, if you do not cry during the last episode of The Queen's Gambit, please reboot your emotions. They are not operating within normal parameters. And all these different people started chiming in. They were like, dude, I was a mess. I was crying. I was blown away. I couldn't believe it. And so the one thing that I hope they do with this show is they leave it the fuck alone and they don't try to make another one. They don't need to follow it on. We don't need to see a sequel. There doesn't need to be a part 2. It's so beautiful and so precious and so rewatchable. I actually am already planning to rewatch it. That they need to just leave it alone. It's Ryan. It's that good.
I agree.
But you know what I mean? You know how sometimes they get a hit and they're like, "Oh, well, now we got to make another one." Like,
and that used to be the formula. But it's interesting that, like, you and I were talking about this before. But it's like it's a limited. They're calling it a limited series. It's 7 1-hour, shows, which without commercials, that's
it's like 3.5 movies.
Well, it's more than that. But when you talk about it's 7 full hours, right?
Yeah.
And so it's really it's more than a trilogy.
That's right. It's like 3.5, 4 movies.
It's a different. It's kind of a different model, if you will, because normally a trilogy would be like a progression that goes from beginning to end. This one is so interwoven, so beautiful, and I think it's just so right. Beautiful. I agree with you. It's just right because it shows this arc that it wouldn't have the same impact later, right? And it is about being. I do think it is about realizing and your identity when you're a young adult, and I think you.
Oh yeah, that's figuring out who you are.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I'm more than a young adult, and I have no idea what I want to do. Let's go into the lightning round.
It's time for lightning round, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we're gonna go into the lightning round.
That was my lightning sound. That was it. That's the best I can do.
The first thing we got. Go.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Alex Trebek, who we lost, the longtime host of Jeopardy. Wonderful Canadian, great man. But I don't mean to jump off of that too quickly, but this is the lightning round. So just let it keep going in and out. So there is a petition. There's a lot of people talking about who's going to be the next host of Jeopardy. And we all want to know. They're playing Alex's remaining episodes through December, which is wonderful. But then what happens after that, right? I think there's a huge amount of people we're talking 59,314 people so far, not to mention all the people talking about it who haven't done this. Think that LeVar Burton should be the next host, not Ken Jennings. I like Ken. I appreciate Ken. He fought, Watson and everything. He's got some questionable stuff in his background, so I'm cool with that. I love the idea of it being LeVar Burton. So Geordie, Reading Rainbow, all of these different things that we remember, right? Roots, my God. But he's a wonderful, wonderful person. He's got the right personality. He's perfect for it. And I have no idea if he's interested. I think he tweeted, thank you kind of thing. That's nice. But I'm serious, Ryan. I think LeVar Burton should be the next host of Jeopardy. What do you think?
I'm with you.
Okay, yeah, cool.
I'm all for it. Next. All right, I got one for you. I think that we found our official week's end Christmas /holiday /Chris Macanza, whatever you want to call it, holiday infernal 10-card pack from 100 Soft, and it's our old buddy. It's our buddy. Yeah. I got my buddy back here.
Baby dumpster do. Baby dumpster do. I should not do that. Oh, you have your mask on. My mask is on my lamp over there.
Yeah, come on, man.
Those are so cute. Hey, what happened to the light up one that we ordered that never showed up? I never got that one.
I don't know. It's coming soon. He's got a couple of more on there. He's got a clown, and he's got one that's like a mystical nighttime sparkly one now.
I trust him.
All over the place, but I love this, and I've already ordered a pack. So
cool, I love it. Lightning round. What's next?
If you're on my naughty list, you're gonna get one. The next thing I wanted to show,
terrible sound effect. I'm so
there's
sorry.
Two more things. So first of all, I wanted to ask you: are you ordering the PS5?
Well, so the answer to that is yes. But what I have to do first is we cleared out a ½ acre of trees behind my house, and we're building a special outbuilding that is just about, I think it's 12,500 square feet, so that the PS5 can actually fit inside there. And they're already worried it won't fit. So it's so you want to know when I'm going to get my PS5?
You need enough area for like the fan, the circulation of the fan and everything.
Well, right. You also need a special generator. You need, I mean, there's a lot of planning that has to go into the acquisition of a PlayStation 5. The reality is, maybe next Christmas, not this year, dude. I made the mistake of buying a first generation Jeep Liberty, and I learned my first gen lesson then. I'm not doing it again. So nope. I'll buy my PS4 is fine for now. I'll get it now. I'll get it next year. Next.
All right. I got something to show off here. Check it out. It is
that Jesus? Is that a comic? Jesus comic? Oh, it's Avet. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So they had.
I'm sorry. It looked like he's wearing a crown.
They put out a poster. And so this is like a comic book art of both Scott and Seth, who are the two brothers. Each of them have been doing, like, quarantunes, right? Oh, and all the artists are like.
That's like suitable for framing. You got to put that up in your house.
This is numbered. This is like number 66 of 392.
Oh, okay. So all right, that's really cool.
Pretty limited edition, but what it is they've both been doing like stay-at-home concerts all this time. And so they normally would do gig posters for their real concerts. So they decided to put out one just for the quarantine. And it's got some nice little touches. It's got issue number 1 up in the top hand corner. It's North Carolina, USA, that kind of stuff. So really neat. That is it for Lightning Round, ladies and gentlemen. That's your week's in.
That's it. That's all we got.
Nerd alert. You keep wanting more, but you keep telling me to have a shorter episode. So I don't know. You're giving me mixed signals. I feel like you would do a 3-hour show.
Whoa. Hold on, dude. Hold on. Whoa, we got a call coming in. Hold on. Okay. Yep, hold on. Hey, thanks for calling Week's End. This is Graham. I'm one of your co-hosts. How can I help you? Oh, hey, Gary. Oh, yeah, no, I know. I know. 5 or 6 topics plus a lightning round. That's what we discussed. I'm not trying to push Ryan to do more. I understand. Okay, I'll let him know. Okay, all right. Thanks for calling. Oh, that was Gary, and super fan.
So what is he like? Does he think because he's a producer now or something? What's going on?
Well, yeah, now he thinks he's like now he's calling and acting like a producer because he's been our fan for so long that now he thinks he runs the show. It's like. So I guess what he wanted me to tell you was move it along. Don't listen to me. He's in control now. Everything's fine.
All right.
So
well, then I'm gonna just say happy Friday the 13th, everybody. That's your show. That's Week's End. Thanks for watching.
Happy Friday.
I'm Mr. Geek, the Rab.
Friday, and I am Dr. Nerd, the Graham.
The Graham. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Professor. We'll see you next Friday, folks. We might have a special guest.